Hi, I'm Hinson. This is Tilly, and we are B Cup Beauties. A cool girl in my school said that modeling was cool. So I was just like, you know what? I'll just try it. I can do it, so might as well try it. And it took me a long time to figure out how my body moved and what poses looked good. And you know, it's really, it's a lot of movement, and it's a real breakdown of how your body works. And my first job ever was Denis Gagnon. It was a runway show, Toronto Fashion Week. And I literally had never walked runway in my entire life. I've never been one of those like super bombshell girls. I'm just not really like that. I'm a little bit more rough around the edges. As soon as I have too much makeup on and my hair's too tight, it's just not natural for me. I think that it's important to have confidence and to feel beautiful in your skin, and I genuinely feel beautiful in my skin. But it's not really from how I look, it's more because I feel good with what's going on inside. So if I feel off on the inside, it's gonna resonate in my photos or even in my, design choices in interior design. Like, I need to be balanced. Well, in general, when I look at my photos in modeling, I want them to look beautiful, but I also want them to be different. Effortless. I want them to be effortless. When I saw them at the end, I thought that they were beautifully done and well captured on your part. I think honestly, most of photography has everything to do with the photographer, not the model necessarily. Like, it is, it has to be a mixture of both, of course, but a good photographer can make anyone look pretty good. People are always chasing something that they don't have when their life is perfect the way it is. I think social media generates that sort of mentality, especially in younger people. When I went to LA, I was interviewing with all these different agencies, and every single agency asked me how many followers I had on Instagram. I probably cared about followers when I was maybe 3 years ago or 5 years ago. Now I find that people actually follow you and like you more as a person is when you don't take so many selfies and just post your life as it is naturally. People are attracted to your story. So back in the 90s, you had Tyra Banks and Heidi Klum and Gisele Bündchen and all these beautiful supermodels, and those are the people that would be on the cover of these magazines, which is really cool. The industry has definitely evolved, and unless you have a following or you're recognized, it's very difficult for most models. If you're a new face and you go to Paris, you're probably not going to get any jobs. I think it's important to stay authentic to who you are, and that is going to book you jobs, and that is going to make you successful. But as soon as you try and be someone you're not, I don't know, good luck. It's going to be hard. I took 4 years off of school in between university and high school to pursue a modeling career, and just to see where it would take me. I never really thought I would necessarily be the next Gigi Hadid. During that transformative time in my life, I was just looking for something else. It wasn't like I wanted to stop modeling, because there are things that I really like about it. I grew up in a very female-empowered family, and I just always wanted to create a business for myself. We have movies filmed at my mom's house, and she knew that I was looking for something new or something else to do. She said to me, she's like, oh, I know this really cool girl, her name's Flavia Carosi, and eventually I met her, and she was super cool, and she kind of taught me the basic ropes of interior design. I went to LA and I hung out with her for a while and saw what she did, and I just fell in love with it. And as soon as I got back from LA, I applied to go to interior decorating school. I did that for 1.5 years, and then I decided to get my bachelor degree in interior design. Well, I characterize myself as very natural and organic and whatever, but I'm a perfectionist. So if I have a chipped nail, I'm getting a new manicure. Even the way I make my bed in the morning has to be the same every single day. I have my way. someone else makes it, I will unmake it and remake it because I'm just like, I have OCD, which is, I used to be embarrassed about it, but you know, it's a strength I'm learning because I am very particular about certain things, not everything. But I have my vision. The same thing with design. I see exactly what I want, so there is nothing that is going to stop me from getting it. I want to feel good in my skin. So when I'm a little bit put together, I'm more productive, I'm happier, I feel good, I'm more energized. Then when I don't have anything put together and my hair is on top of my head, I don't feel myself, or it's probably not going to be a very productive day. I'm probably going to end up watching Netflix if I don't like set myself in the morning. I think young people all around the world should know what it's like to be loved and accepted. Especially women, we need to encourage each other and build each other up and make each other feel good and feel beautiful and feel empowered, and it's a ripple effect. Children will most likely end up how their parents are or how their role models are. So if you can set a good example and live in your truth and be kind in yourself, young people will learn from that and they will replicate it. A strong woman is someone who lives in their truth. I would say my mom is my role model. She is a very independent, successful, strong woman. Almost too strong sometimes. But I have a family of all girls. I'm the oldest of 3 daughters. And she sets a really good example for my sisters and I. You know, people who live privileged lives, others from an outside perspective have this idea that these people live without any pain or without any hurt. We went through hard stuff, like my dad passed away during that time, and it wasn't easy for him because of course he took the brunt of that, but it ended up being a very manipulating and abusive relationship. And I don't like the word abusive, but I look at it now and I'm like, wow, that was extremely abusive. And I should have never been in that relationship. But as a young, vulnerable girl who has experienced so much pain with the loss of my dad and like all these horrible situations in my life, it was very easy to use my boyfriend at the time as like a coping mechanism. So I think I leaned on him a lot for, emotional and even financial support. Like, he was my lifeline at that point in time. And I wasn't able to see how unhealthy that was. And then, he cheated on me like 1,000 times, and he cheated on me for the last time, and it couldn't be saved. I wanted it to be saved for the first 2 weeks after we broke up. And it was really, really hard. Like, it was so difficult, but I would do it all over again, times 1,000, to be where I am right now. Because I would not be the person I am with him. And I really learned what I appreciate and what I want in a relationship and what I don't want and what I will not accept. When you're in that sort of abusive relationship, it is not sustainable. Back then I wasn't very confident. When I was in my teenage years in general, I wasn't very confident in myself. He just kind of filled the void of what felt like I was missing. And now I feel completely empowered and that I am independent, and I truly don't need anyone. Like, I don't need my boyfriend now. I want to be with him because he's like my other half in all the best ways. But I don't rely on him and he doesn't rely on me. Men who cheat are usually, I think, not satisfied with themselves. If you are unhappy in a relationship, you should not be in that relationship. If you want to make out with someone else, you should not be in that relationship. You shouldn't be dragging someone through your journey if it's painful like that. Like, that's not fair. I feel like some men get away with it and they're like, oh, that was fun and that was easy and she's never gonna know. But women have an intuition. Like, women know. Like, when it was happening to me, I knew some shady shit was going down. I knew it, but you don't want to believe it, so you're convincing yourself that it's not happening. But in real life, yeah, he's not coming home to you. Same reason I think women and men are the same. I think that men, obviously, my mom said this to me once, and she's probably gonna kill me for saying this on a screen, but she said, men think with their dicks. And it's true. And women do too. It depends on your personality. It depends on who you are, your morals and values. Like, for me, I'm just not a cheater. I feel I have like a huge moral hangover. I cannot do that sort of stuff. I'm not boosting myself, I'm just saying I can't. I think women chase affection, and I think men chase pleasure. And affection as well, but at the end of the day, the truth always comes out. To be completely transparent, when we broke up, I lived on my mom's couch for a month. I literally couldn't function as a human being. I was like doing crazy stuff too, like writing pros and cons lists or writing the last things he said to me down so I could repeat it to myself, like, oh, he's coming back, you know, just to make myself feel better. Of course, none of that was real, and it was just like a mental blockage that I had because I relied on this person so much for so many different things. I lost my identity in him, which was so unhealthy. But I didn't know it at the time. It took a huge kick to the head to realize that that was what had happened. I honestly am obsessed with skincare. So some sort of natural, completely organic skincare, essential oils. I love that sort of stuff. The local humane society. Like, I want to support stuff like that. It's okay that you're tall and lanky. One day it will make you money. And my 60-year-old self, I would say, like, take me through all the steps that didn't work, and then keep me posted, let me know on how I can be more successful. Who did I get married to? Who's my husband? Have I been divorced? How many times? How many husbands have I had? Okay, I listen to jazz every day, like a crazy person. Every single day. It's the first thing I turn on in the morning. I get up and I put my jazz music on. Just because it's like it tunes everything out. I can go on my computer and it's background noise and it feels fresh and good. And Billie Eilish, she's sick. She's a little rough around the edges, but she's cool. I feel that people are not taking steps to solve global warming or to even help it. I feel like it's going to take a huge, this is sad to say, but a big crisis to get people's attention. I try my best to reduce my carbon footprint and even eat little or less meat. I just don't really like going to the gym and lifting weights. It seems like pointless to me. I just live an active lifestyle and I eat what I want when I want. I don't overeat, I don't undereat, I just live my life. So in 1997, my parents bought a farm and it came with 12 buildings on it, and we live in one of the main houses, but we have recently renovated 2 of the 12 houses to be short-term rental properties. So the idea is that people can come here for a night or 2 nights a week, a weekend, summer holidays, March break, whatever, and enjoy nature. We're in the middle of the forest. My farm is, 100 steps over there with goats and water buffaloes, and we have 4 dogs. Like, lots of stuff is going on around here. So the idea is that people can come and experience nature and experience the farm life and participate in our little workshops and make cheese with us and make flower crowns with us and, drink hot chocolate by your own private fire pit and just reset and get away from the city, get away from your job. And we actually don't even have a TV in here because we feel like people should come here and enjoy what is outside. like I did when I was a little kid. I grew up with no TV and no microwave. It's just nicer to be away from technology and in the trees.